He went asleep alone, and awoke as the Empress's chosen mate. Part 1: The Awakening. Adam Hayes did not know where he was or how long he had been asleep. The first thing he felt was cold. His body lay flat on something smooth and hard, and when his eyes opened, bright white light filled his vision. He lifted his hand to shield his face, and that simple movement sent a sharp pain through his shoulder. Something was wrong, very wrong. He turned his head slowly and looked around the room. The walls were not the gray stone of the cave he remembered. These walls were smooth and glowed with a soft blue light. The ceiling stretched high above him, and there were no shadows anywhere. Everything was too clean, too perfect, too strange. Adam tried to sit up, and the platform beneath him moved. It rose smoothly until he was sitting straight up. He looked down at his body. He wore a simple white garment that covered him from neck to ankle. His arms were bare except for a thin band around his left wrist that displayed strange symbols in the air above it. He had no memory of putting on these clothes. The last thing Adam could remember was clear. He had been exploring a cave system near Denver with his brother-in-law, and they were looking for mineral samples. They had gone deep into the earth, following a passage that seemed promising. Then there had been a sound like thunder, and the ground beneath their feet had shaken. Rock had fallen from above, and Adam had tried to run. He remembered the pain as something hit him, and then darkness. That was the last thing he could remember. How long ago was that? A section of the wall moved and a figure walked through. Adam's heart stopped. This was not a human being. The creature was tall and slender, with skin the color of pale silver. Its face was almost human in shape, but the eyes were too large and too dark, like pools of black water. It had a small mouth and no nose, just two smooth openings where a nose should be. When it spoke, its voice was soft but clear. "You are awake," the figure said. "That is good. I was worried the sleep would damage you." Adam could not form words. He pushed himself against the back of the platform, as far away from the creature as he could get. "Do not be afraid," the figure said. It walked closer, moving with a smooth grace that seemed impossible. "My name is Doctor. I am here to help you feel better. You have been in medical sleep for 3 months. 3 months, Adam repeated. His voice sounded strange to his own ears, rough and dry. "What are you? Where am I?" "You are on an Aryan research vessel," Doctor said. She sat down on a stool near the platform, moving slowly so as not to frighten him further. "You are in our medical section. I am a doctor in charge of your health and well-being." "Aryan," Adam said. He tried to say the word clearly, but it felt wrong in his mouth. "Are you aliens?" "We are from another world," Doctor said. "We come from very far away. Your people have another name for us sometimes. You might say we are alien to you, but we would not use that word for ourselves. We simply exist on a different planet than you do." Adam's mind was spinning. He had been abducted by aliens. The thought seemed impossible, like something from a science fiction movie, but the evidence was right in front of him. The strange walls, the gentle hum of machinery he could hear if he listened closely, the smooth movements of this creature, the white clothing that felt wrong against his skin. "My sister," Adam said suddenly. "My family, they must be looking for me." Doctor's expression did not change, but her voice became quieter. "We took you from a place where no one could see us take you. On your world, you were alone when you fell. No one saw us come." Adam felt cold inside. Why would you take me?" "That is a question for the Empress," Doctor said. "But I can tell you that you have not been harmed. Our scans show you are healthy, strong. We have fed you and maintained your body while you slept. You will be treated well." "I want to go home," Adam said. His voice shook. "I want to leave this place, take me home." "That choice is not mine to make," Doctor said. She stood up and walked to a wall terminal. She touched the surface and an image appeared in the air. It was a star map, showing the solar system Adam knew, with Earth and the other planets visible. Then the view pulled back, and Earth became smaller and smaller until it was just a tiny blue dot among millions of others. "Your world is very far from this ship now," Doctor said. "We travel through space in ways your people have not yet learned. We could not take you back to your world even if we wanted to do so quickly. The journey would take time." Adam felt tears forming in his eyes, but he forced them back. He had always been the type of person who did not cry, even as a child. Now he was not sure if that strength would help him. "There are clothes for you here," Doctor said. She pointed to a cabinet that slid open, showing simple gray and blue garments. "You can change when you are ready. When you are dressed, I will show you to your quarters. You will be comfortable there. You will have food and a place to rest. And in a few hours, someone wishes to meet you." "Who?" Adam said. It was not a question. "The Empress," Doctor said. "Her name is, she has been waiting for you to wake up. She is very interested in meeting you." Before Adam could ask anything else, Doctor left the room. The walls sealed shut behind her with a soft hiss. Adam sat alone on the platform in the bright blue light, feeling more lost than he had ever felt in his life. He had gone to sleep alone in a dark cave on Earth. He had woken up alone in a strange ship flying through space, in the hands of creatures he did not understand. And somewhere on this ship, a being called an Empress was waiting to meet him. Adam looked at the clothes in the open cabinet. Then he looked at the wristband that displayed those strange symbols. Whatever was happening to him, he knew one thing for certain. His life as he knew it was over. Everything was about to change. He went asleep alone, and awoke as the Empress's chosen mate. Part 2: The Selection. Adam's quarters were larger than he expected. The room had a bed that adjusted to his body temperature, a table for eating, a window that showed the stars outside, and a bathroom with water that fell from above like rain. There was even a library of books on a screen that he could read, though many were written in languages he could not understand. Doctor had left him alone after showing him the room. She had said that food would be brought to him and that rest was important. Adam had tried to sleep, but his mind would not stop racing. He kept thinking of and wondering what she thought had happened to him. He wondered if they had found his body in the cave. He wondered if she thought he was dead. The meal came through a slot in the wall on a tray. It was warm and tasted like chicken and vegetables, which was comforting. Adam ate because he was hungry and his body needed fuel. After he finished, he sat by the window and looked out at the stars. So many stars, more stars than he had ever seen in his life. A chime sounded in the room, soft and musical. Adam jumped. A voice came from the wall, speaking in clear English. "Adam Hayes, you are requested to come to the throne chamber. Doctor will escort you there. Please prepare yourself." Adam's heart started beating fast. The Empress. It was time to meet the Empress. He changed into fresh clothes that Doctor had left for him. They were simple but well made, dark blue pants and a lighter blue shirt. The wristband was still there, and now it showed the time in numbers he could understand. It had been 5 hours since he woke up. Doctor appeared at his door, her silver skin glowing softly in the corridor light. "You look better," she said. "Are you ready to meet Empress?" "No," Adam said, "but I don't think I have a choice." "You always have choices," Doctor said. "But yes, the Empress is waiting." They walked through corridors that curved and twisted in ways that did not quite make sense to Adam. The walls were smooth and shimmered with light. Other Aryans passed them, and they all turned to look at Adam as he walked by. He felt their eyes on him, assessing, curious, judging. Finally, they reached a large door that stood twice as tall as a human being. Doctor stood before it, and it opened silently. She gestured for Adam to go inside. The throne chamber was vast. It was a space so large that Adam could not see where the walls ended. The ceiling was high above his head, and it was filled with stars. It took him a moment to understand that he was looking at actual space through a transparent ceiling, not a picture of the stars. In the center of the chamber, sitting on a platform that rose from the floor, was the Empress. She was tall and elegant like Doctor, but different. Her skin was not silver but a soft gold color that seemed to glow from within. Her hair was long and black and fell down her back like a waterfall. Her eyes were large and dark, but they were not empty like the eyes of other Aryans. They held intelligence and something else that Adam could not name at first. Then he understood. It was loneliness. "Adam Hayes," the Empress said. Her voice was clear and strong with authority that filled the room. "I am Empress. Welcome to my ship." "Thank you for seeing me," Adam said. The words came out automatically, like something he had been trained to say. It was strange to be polite to the person who had taken him from his home. "You have many questions," Empress said. She stood and walked down the steps of her platform. She moved with grace and power like a predator that had no need to rush. "I will try to answer them, but first you should understand why you are here." Adam waited. He did not know what to expect. "My people are dying," Empress said. Her words were direct and harsh. "We are not sick with disease. We are sick with time. Our population grows smaller with each generation. Our children are born less often. Our genetic codes are weakening. If we do nothing, my species will end in perhaps 500 of your years." She paused and looked directly at Adam's eyes. "I have sent my scientists to study your world in secret for many of your years," she continued. "We have learned about your people. You are resilient. You are adaptable. You survive in harsh conditions. Your genetic code carries strength that my people have lost." Adam understood what she was saying, and he did not like it. "You want my genes. You want me to have children with your people." "Not with my people in general," Empress said. "With me." Adam felt his eyes widen. He had not expected that. "It is the way of our culture," Empress said. "The Empress may choose a mate to strengthen her bloodline and the bloodline of her heirs. I have had the opportunity to choose many times. I have turned away 17 potential mates from my own species. But when my scientists found you in that cave, alone and sleeping, something in your genetic signature caught my attention." "My genetic signature," Adam repeated. It sounded like something from a bad science fiction movie, except this was not a movie. This was happening. "I offer you a choice," Empress said. "You may agree to stay with me and help save my species. In return, you will be treated as a member of the royal family. You will have anything you desire within reason. Your children will be heirs to a galactic empire. You will never want for anything." "Or," Adam said slowly. "Or you may refuse," Empress said. "In that case, you will remain on this ship as an honored guest for the rest of your life. You will be comfortable and safe. You will have freedom within the ship, but you will never return to your home world, and your people will never know what happened to you." Adam felt like all the air had been pulled from the room. "Why can't you just take me back?" "Because we have traveled too far," Empress said. "And because even if we had not, returning you would violate our agreement with your people. They do not know we are here. We have hidden ourselves well. If we return you to your world, your government would demand to know where you have been. They would demand to know about our technology. War would follow. I will not start a war over one human, even one as interesting as you." "So I am a prisoner," Adam said. "You are a guest," Empress said. "A guest who is being asked to make a choice that will change the fate of two civilizations. I understand this is not fair to you, but life is rarely fair. The question is what you will do with the choice you have been given." She walked closer to him, and Adam resisted the urge to step back. "You have time to decide," Empress said. "Doctor will take you through our ship. You may learn about our people and our ways. You may learn why I believe my species is worth saving. And then when you are ready, you will give me your answer." "What if I say no?" Adam said. "What if I refuse and refuse to stay here as a guest?" "Then I would be sad," Empress said. Her voice was quiet now, almost gentle. "But I would not force you. I do not choose mates through force. I choose them through hope. I hope you will choose to stay." She turned and walked back to her platform. She sat down on her throne and looked at him with those dark, lonely eyes. "Go now," she said. "Rest, learn. Tomorrow Doctor will show you the gardens. It is a good place to think." Adam left the throne chamber feeling like the ground beneath him was shifting. He had come to this ship as a prisoner. Now he was being offered a choice that would decide the rest of his life. And the strangest part was that he was starting to understand why Empress had chosen him. She was alone, just like he was. And perhaps in her own alien way, she was reaching out for someone who might understand what it meant to be truly alone in the universe. He went to sleep alone, and awoke as the Empress's chosen mate. Part 3: Understanding. The gardens were unlike anything Adam had ever seen. They existed in a massive chamber in the center of the ship, and the ceiling above showed the darkness of space. But the darkness did not feel empty. Instead, it felt peaceful, like being inside a quiet night. Plants grew everywhere. Some of them looked almost human in appearance, with leaves and flowers that Adam could recognize. Others were completely strange, with colors and shapes that did not fit into any category he knew. Some plants seemed to glow with their own light, creating a soft illumination that made the whole garden feel like it was lit from within. Doctor walked beside Adam, pointing out different plants and explaining what they were. "This one comes from the water worlds near the Delta system," she said, touching a plant with long, flowing tendrils. "This one is from the mountains of Arya itself. We bring plants from all across the galaxy. It reminds us where we come from. It reminds us that we are not alone." "Why are you being so nice to me?" Adam asked. "I am a human. From what the Empress said, humans are just being used for their genes." Doctor stopped walking. She turned to face Adam, and he saw something in her expression that looked like sadness. "Not all of us believe what Commander Vale believes," Doctor said. "Commander Vale," Adam repeated. "Who is that?" "The Empress's military advisor," Doctor said. "She believes that humanity is primitive and weak. She believes that using human genetics will dilute the strength of the Aryan people. She has been trying to convince the Empress that choosing you is a mistake." They walked in silence for a moment, and then Doctor continued. "But I do not believe that," she said. "I have studied your people. I have looked at your history, your art, your science. You have accomplished remarkable things in a very short amount of time. You take care of each other, even strangers. You create beauty even when you are suffering. These are not the qualities of a weak species. These are the qualities of something that is alive and growing." Adam listened, and he felt something shift inside him. He had been so angry at being taken from his home that he had not stopped to think about how the Aryans saw him. To him, they were aliens who had abducted him. But to them, he was something else. He was hope. Over the next weeks, Doctor became his guide and his friend. She took him to places on the ship that few humans had ever seen. She showed him the technological heart of the vessel, rooms filled with machines that controlled everything from the ship's movement through space to the air that Adam breathed. She explained how the Aryans had learned to bend the laws of physics in ways that Earth scientists had never even imagined. But more importantly, she showed him the history of her people. In a vast archive filled with light projections and holographic displays, Doctor showed Adam the rise and fall of the Aryan civilization. At their peak, they had developed technologies that seemed like magic. They had spread across hundreds of worlds and made contact with 17 other spacefaring species. They had built a civilization based on cooperation and shared knowledge rather than conquest and war. "We were so proud," Doctor said as they looked at images of ancient cities glowing with light. "We thought we had solved all the problems that destroy young species. We thought we could live forever." "What changed?" Adam asked. "Time," Doctor said, "and comfort. We became so advanced that we did not have to struggle anymore. We did not have to fight for survival, and something inside us began to fade. Our population declined. Fewer children were born. The ones who were born had fewer and fewer genetic variations. We became too perfect, and in becoming too perfect, we became stagnant." Adam began to understand the weight that the Empress carried. She was not just a ruler. She was the last hope of a dying species. One day, Doctor took him to meet Empress in her private gardens. It was a smaller space than the main gardens, with plants that seemed to grow in specific patterns. The Empress was standing near a pool of clear water, looking at her reflection. "Doctor tells me you are beginning to understand us," Empress said. She did not turn around. "I am starting to," Adam said. "But I have a question. If you need genetic diversity so badly, why not choose someone from one of the other species you have made contact with?" Empress turned to face him. "Because they would come with expectations," she said. "They would want something in return. They would want power or advantage or knowledge. They would approach this as a transaction." She walked closer to Adam, and he did not step back this time. "But you," she said, "you came to me with nothing. You had no expectations. Your people do not even know we exist. You were asleep, dreaming your own dreams when we found you. There was something about that, something pure about it. When my scientists scanned you, something in your genetic code sang to me. It is hard to explain." Adam felt his heart beating faster. "The Empress of an advanced civilization is attracted to me because I was unconscious," he said. "Not because you were unconscious," Empress said. "Because of what you are. Because of how your people rise and survive and care for each other even when survival seems impossible. Humans are young. Humanity is still growing. And I believe that growth could save us." They stood together in silence, looking at the strange glowing plants and the stars beyond the transparent ceiling. And Adam felt something that he had not expected to feel on this alien ship. He felt at home. But not everyone on the ship felt the same way. Commander Vale had become bolder in her opposition to Empress' choice. She began to spread rumors among the crew, saying that humanity's genetic code was flawed, that it would weaken the Aryan people rather than strengthen them. She organized meetings in the lower levels of the ship where officers and crew could discuss their fears. Doctor warned Adam about Commander Vale's growing influence. "She is dangerous," Doctor said. "She is respected in the military. Many of the crew listen to her." "What does she want?" Adam asked. "She wants you gone," Doctor said. "She wants the Empress to send you away or to refuse you. She cannot openly challenge the Empress without losing her position, but she can try to make the Empress doubt her choice." Adam thought about this. He had come to care for Empress. He had come to understand her burden and her loneliness, but his presence was causing her problems. Perhaps he should refuse. Perhaps he should ask to be sent away, back to his quarters or back to Earth if that was possible. That night, as he lay in his bed looking at the stars through his window, Adam made a decision. He was tired of running from things. He was tired of being afraid. The Empress had been honest with him and had treated him with respect. It was time for him to do the same for her. Tomorrow he would tell her his answer. He would choose to stay. He went asleep alone and awoke as the Empress's chosen mate. Part 4: The Challenge. Adam found Empress in the throne chamber. She was alone except for a few attendants who stood at a distance, their attention focused on the work in front of them. When Adam entered, she looked up, and her expression changed. Something in her face told him that she already knew what he was going to say. "I want to stay," Adam said before she could speak. "I have made my choice. I will do what you asked. I will be your mate. I will help save your people." Empress stood up from her throne. She walked down the steps and came to Adam. She reached out and touched his face with her hand, her skin cool against his cheek. "You are certain," she said. "I am certain," Adam said. "I am scared. I am far from home. I do not know what the future holds, but I am certain of this. I want to be here with you." Empress smiled, and it was the first time Adam had seen her smile. It transformed her entire face, making her look younger and more human than he had thought possible. "Then we will be bound," she said. "But there is a process we must follow. We must undergo biological tests to confirm that our genetics are compatible. It is the law of our people. The council must approve the union before it can proceed." Adam's joy became tempered with concern. He had heard about biological tests from Doctor. They were not simple procedures. They were invasive and sometimes painful. When he asked, "Tomorrow," Empress said. "The Council has already prepared the testing chamber." Commander Vale insisted that the tests be conducted immediately. She did not believe you would agree to the union, and she wanted to prove you unsuitable as quickly as possible. Adam felt a chill run through him. Commander Vale was moving faster than he expected. The next morning, Adam was taken to a large chamber deep inside the ship. The walls were lined with equipment that looked both medical and strange. Doctor was there, along with several other Aryans who introduced themselves as genetic specialists. "The testing will take several hours," Doctor said. "There will be some discomfort, but we will do everything we can to minimize your pain." Adam lay down on a medical platform similar to the one he had first woken up in. Restraints came down around his body, not tight enough to hurt but firm enough to keep him still. Doctor was right about the discomfort. Thin needles were inserted into his arms and his chest. They took samples of his blood and his tissue. Machines scanned his body with beams of light that made his skin tingle. Screens around him displayed his genetic code in sequences of colors and symbols that he could not understand. The worst part was the silence. There was no music or sounds to distract him, only the hum of the machines and the soft voices of the specialists as they worked. Adam tried to focus on his breathing and on the thought of Empress waiting for the results. Hours passed. Adam lost track of time. His body began to ache from lying still for so long. He thought about the cave on Earth where he had been when the Aryans found him. He thought about and whether she had given up hope that he was alive. Then something changed. The machines began making different sounds. The tone became more urgent. One of the specialists said something in the Aryan language, and Doctor's expression shifted. "What is happening?" Adam said. "Something unexpected," one of the other specialists said. "Your genetic code is displaying an unusual reaction to the scanning process. We need to adjust the parameters." But before they could adjust anything, Adam felt a sharp pain in his chest. He gasped for breath. The pain grew worse, like something was tightening inside his rib cage. "His heart rate is rising," Doctor said. She moved quickly, her hands moving across the medical console. "He is in distress. We need to stop the test." "We cannot stop," the specialist said. "We are in the middle of the genetic mapping sequence. If we stop now, the data will be corrupted." "He will be harmed if we continue," Doctor said. Her voice had changed. It was no longer calm and professional. It was urgent and angry. "Shut down the machines, now." The specialist hesitated, and in that moment the pain in Adam's chest became unbearable. He felt like his heart was going to explode. His vision began to blur. He heard Doctor shouting commands, heard the sound of the machines powering down. Then the pain began to fade, and everything went black. Adam woke up in a recovery chamber. His body felt weak, and there was a pain in his chest every time he tried to breathe. Doctor was there, sitting beside his bed, and her expression was furious. "Commander Vale tampered with the test parameters," she said as soon as she saw that Adam was awake. "She deliberately modified the scanning sequence to create a reaction with your genetic code. She was trying to kill you and make it look like an accident." Adam tried to speak, but his voice came out as barely a whisper. "Did it work?" "No," Doctor said. "The test was incomplete. There is no conclusive result. Commander Vale has no proof that you are unsuitable." "What about the Empress?" Adam asked. "She knows what Commander Vale did," Doctor said. "She is not pleased. She has called an emergency session of the High Council. They are gathering in the throne chamber now." Adam wanted to tell Doctor that he needed to go to the Empress, that he needed to see her, but his body was too weak. Doctor gave him something to drink that tasted bitter, and then Adam slept again. When he woke the second time, Empress was sitting beside his bed. She was wearing formal robes of gold and black, and her expression was serious. "Commander Vale has made a grave mistake," Empress said. "She challenged my authority as Empress when she sabotaged your test, but more importantly, she tried to harm someone under my protection." "What will happen to her?" Adam asked. "She will be removed from her position," Empress said. "The council wanted to punish her more severely, but I have shown mercy. I am still the Empress, and I will not rule through fear." Empress reached out and took Adam's hand. Her skin was warm now, not cool like before. "The council has asked me to redo the test," Empress continued. "But this time, I will not allow it. I will invoke the ancient right of the Empress to refuse any test that puts my chosen mate in danger. My decision is made. You will be my mate, and our union will be recognized by the entire Aryan people." She leaned closer, and her voice became quieter. "You have shown courage," she said. "You have shown that you will stay even when staying is dangerous. That is worth more than any genetic test could ever prove." Adam felt tears forming in his eyes, but this time he did not try to stop them. He had come to this alien ship as a prisoner and a specimen. Now he was being claimed by an Empress as her mate. His life had changed in ways he could never have imagined. And somehow, in the middle of all of this chaos and danger, he had found something that felt like love. He went asleep alone, and awoke as the Empress's chosen mate. Part 5: The Union. The ceremony chamber was vast and filled with thousands of Aryans. They stood on platforms that rose from the floor in spiraling circles, creating a space that seemed to go on forever. At the center of the chamber, two figures waited. One was Empress, wearing robes of white and gold that shimmered with light. The other was Adam, dressed in simple clothes of blue and silver that the Empress had chosen for him. Doctor stood at the edge of the chamber, and when she saw Adam, she smiled. Her approval meant everything to him. She had become like a sister to him on this ship. The ceremony began with the Empress and Adam standing across from each other. A high priest of the Aryan culture, an ancient being with silver skin that seemed almost translucent, came forward and began to speak. His words were in the Aryan language, but a device on Adam's wrist translated them into English. "We gather to witness a union," the high priest said. "A joining of two beings from different worlds, different peoples, different species. We gather to acknowledge that in the middle of the darkness of space, two souls have found each other and chosen to walk forward together." Empress looked at Adam, and her dark eyes held his gaze. Adam felt his heart pounding in his chest. He thought about how far he had come from the cave in Colorado where this journey had begun. "Do you, Adam Hayes of Earth, choose to join with Empress of Aria to share your life with her, to help her people survive and grow, and to accept all that comes with this union?" the high priest asked. Adam's voice was steady when he spoke. "I do." "Do you, Empress of Aria, choose to join with Adam Hayes of Earth, to share your power with him, to trust in his strength and his wisdom, and to accept all that comes with this union?" the high priest asked. Empress' voice was clear and strong. "I do." The high priest brought his hands together, and a light grew between them. The light expanded until it filled the entire chamber, so bright that Adam had to close his eyes. He felt something change inside him, something fundamental. When the light faded and Adam opened his eyes again, he saw that a thin line of golden light now connected him to Empress, running from his chest to hers. "The union is complete," the high priest announced. "Let it be known throughout the galaxy. The Empress of the Aryans is now joined with a human from the planet Earth. Let this be a sign that different species can find strength in each other. Let this be a symbol of hope for all those who have felt alone." The thousands of Aryans in the chamber made a sound that was not quite a cheer but something deeper, a harmonious humming that seemed to vibrate through Adam's entire body. He realized that they were celebrating. They were accepting this union. They were accepting him. Empress walked toward Adam and took his hand. The golden light between them pulsed gently. "Come," she said, "there is someone who wishes to speak with you." They left the ceremony chamber and went to a private viewing room high in the ship. A screen displayed a live transmission from Earth. On the screen, a woman appeared. She was older than Adam had expected, but her face was unmistakably similar to his own. It was his sister. "Adam," she said, and her voice came through the speakers with a slight delay. "I know this is strange. I know you thought you would never hear from me again, but something amazing happened." Adam could not speak. He could only stare at his sister's face after so many months. "About a month ago, someone leaked information about you," continued. "About what happened to you. At first, everyone thought it was a hoax, but then the Aryans made contact with our government. They confirmed that you were alive and well and that you had agreed to a union with their Empress." His face changed, and Adam could see tears in her eyes. "I was so angry at first," she said. "I thought they had taken you against your will, but they explained everything. They showed me the choice you had made, and I realized that you had chosen something that could change the future for all of humanity." Adam said, his voice cracking. "I have been working with the Aryans and with our government," continued. "We are negotiating for formal recognition of humanity as a spacefaring species. The Aryans say that we are welcome to join the community of worlds. We no longer have to hide. Thanks to you, Adam, humanity is going to take its place among the stars." The screen showed smiling through her tears. "I am so proud of you," she said. "Come home someday if you can, but I understand if you cannot. You have chosen your home now, and it is with someone who loves you. That is enough for me." The transmission ended, and the screen went dark. Adam felt Empress' hand on his back. He turned and looked at her, and he realized that she had known about this. She had arranged this moment for him. "Your sister is extraordinary," Empress said. "She has done more in the past month to help your people accept our existence than we could have done in years. She is a true diplomat." "How did you know she would respond like that?" Adam asked. "I did not know," Empress said. "But I believed in her because she is your sister. That tells me much about her character. The bond between family is something even the Aryans understand, even though our ways are different." They stood together looking out at the stars. Adam's mind was spinning with everything that had happened. He had gone to sleep alone in a cave, and he had woken up to find that he was no longer alone. He had found a purpose. He had found a home, and he had changed the future of his entire species. "What happens now?" Adam asked. "Now we build," Empress said. "We build a future together. We build bridges between our peoples. We work toward a day when humans and Aryans and all the other species in the galaxy work together instead of in isolation." She turned to face him, and her dark eyes shone with hope. "And we have a child," Empress said. "A son or daughter who will carry the blood of two worlds in their veins, a symbol of what is possible when we choose connection over fear." Adam felt something shift inside his chest, something that felt like joy mixed with responsibility. He was going to be a father. His child would be half human and half Aryan. His child would inherit a universe far greater than the one Adam had known on Earth. He thought about the future and all the challenges it would bring. There would be those who opposed this union. There would be those who feared what humanity might become if they joined the greater galactic community. There would be difficulties and dangers that he could not yet imagine. But standing there with Empress, with the stars spread out before them like a promise, Adam knew that he had made the right choice. He had chosen to stay. He had chosen to build something new. He had chosen hope over fear. He went asleep alone in a cave on Earth, and he awoke as the Empress's chosen mate. But more than that, he awoke as the beginning of something greater. He awoke as a bridge between worlds, and his love for Empress was the foundation upon which two civilizations would build their future together. The stars spread out before them, infinite and waiting, and in the silence of space, Adam Hayes and Empress stood hand in hand, ready to face whatever the universe would bring.